Okay. Go ahead. Yeah, just 1 second. Can we start the recording again? I just have to save this game. Okay, I'll pause it. Okay, this game was played between Paul Morphy and Adolf Anderssen in 1858 in Paris. Yeah, Paul Morphy is white and Anderssen is black. Okay, so E4, C5. Does anyone know the name of this opening? Have you heard of the Sicilian defense? You should know.
No idea. I've heard of it.
I've heard it.
Usually, I prefer if you guys play E5. Okay, C5 is also a decent move. It's not playing in the center, but it's you'll see that Anderssen is trying to play in the center later on. So knight F3, develop the piece. Knight C6, D4. Play in the center. Pawn takes. Knight takes. Sorry. Knight takes. E6. Trying to bring the bishop out of play. Now, knight b5. Okay, you will ask me, you said, okay, Mustakim, you said only move the same piece once in the opening. This is an exception. The plan is to play knight d6 and trying to choke the king, okay? So there's some theory, some opening moves behind this. D6 now, so of course you cannot take the pawn here or else you will lose a piece. Now bishop f4, again, white has 3 pieces attacking this pawn, black only has 2 pieces defending, so black plays e5, bishop e3, and now f5. The reason behind this move is if pawn captures pawn, bishop captures pawn, and then you have a piece developed as black, but it is slightly weakening and it's not a move I recommend. Okay, so now knight c3, and now f4. So black thinks, okay, white move his bishop back and I have more space on the king side, but not that simple. White here plays a very nice move, knight d5. Now takes, and now knight bc7. This is the idea. So you are now, of course you cannot take because the knight is defending, and you're now forking the rook and the king. So black is forced to move his king, f7, and now queen f3 check. Better was knight takes rook, but if you check first is okay. You're still going to take the rook later anyways. So check, knight f6, and now bishop c4. So if rook b8, then we can do something like knight f6 check. We are now doing a discovered check. So black plays knight d4, attacking the queen here. And now check. Okay. d5. And again, black is defending quite well in this position, I must say. And but Morphy knows what he's doing. So bishop takes pawn. King g6. This is a bad move. Instead, what black should do is play a different move. So for example, d6 is probably better. Sorry. Queen takes d5 is better. Okay. If after knight takes, let's say, then knight takes queen, and it's okay for black. But instead, king g6 is played, which is kind of a bad move, and it kind of leads to black's downfall in the game. Queen h5 check. Black only has 1 move to play, which is take the knight. And then now Morphy plays a very nice move. I'm gonna ask the class, like, if you were white in this position, what would you guys play?
Knight e8.
Knight e8 check.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. After king e7, your threat is this, right?
Yeah.
Checkmate. Um, the problem is queen takes queen. Sorry, queen takes knight. Then what do you do?
And then queen takes queen.
Takes queen. But there's a very sneaky move here. Bishop b4 check. Defend. I take your queen. Good try, though. It's a good try. I like your thinking. But problem is this discovered check, which is a pain. Think about, we have 3 pieces in the game. Is there any way we can, get another piece into the game? Maybe through some open files or something. Bear in mind, this pawn is kind of weak. Our pawn is kind of weak as well. So somehow we can open a file and attack the black king.
Open a file, you have to E3.
Fe3, yes?
Yeah.
Yes.
And then check.
Yeah, correct, exactly. This opens up the F file for us. Yeah, great move. Okay, we're attacking the knight as well. So knight takes pawn. And now king e2, and actually black resigned this position. Yeah, because I'll show you why. So you resign because, okay, let's say you take the rook. Rook f1 check. King e7. Queen captures pawn check. King d7. Bishop e6 check. King c6. Rook c1. King b6. Queen b5 check. Maybe, okay, after 5 moves is checkmate. A little bit long, but it's kind of common sense. I think you guys will find just checking quite easy. So, again, I mean, developing is the key in these kind of games. You see, like the games I'm showing you, the opponent that's losing he's not developing his pieces quickly enough. He's taking his time, too much time, and a bit greedy as well. So I'll just recap this game real quickly because I think it's quite instructive.
Okay, there is a question from Farsa Ahmed. Check the chat.
Can't the black queen kill the white knight at c7? Can't the black king...
Bring back in the... yeah.
Okay, I'll go over the game and then maybe it'd be easier for me to
find out. Yeah.
Answer the question. Okay, so pawn e4, pawn c5, knight f3, knight c6, pawn d4, pawn takes, knight takes. Playing the center, e6, knight b5. White moves his knight for the 3rd time, but there's a plan behind it. So d6, bishop f4, attacking the d6 pawn. e5, trying to not let the white's bishop attack the d6 pawn. Bishop e3, f5. A move I don't like because first of all, you're not developing your pieces, and second of all, it's sort of weakening your king side. So knight c3, pawn f4, attacking the bishop. Black expects white to move his bishop away. However, Morphy plays a nice move, knight d5. The threat is to bring this knight into the c7 square and at the same time attacking the king and the rook. So pawn takes, knight c7. Okay, of course, black cannot take the knight here because the other knight is defending this knight here. So king f7, queen f3 check, knight f6, and bishop c4. So here, I'm not sure where Parsa wanted me to show where black can take this knight, but pretty much the entire game, this knight is untakeable. So knight d4, attacking the queen here. Knight f6, pawn d5, blocking the check. So bishop d5, king g6, the losing move in the game. Instead, white could have played queen takes bishop because say he loses his queen, we can always take the white's queen, and it's manageable for. though it must be very difficult. So king g6, because black wants to hold on to material. But it's a bit too greedy. So queen h5 check. King captures knight. And now the winning move.
I have a question. Why couldn't the queen just move to f5 to checkmate the king?
Where's that?
No, like when the king captures the knight.
Okay.
Yeah,
Here.
why didn't the queen move to like f5?
F5 here.
Yeah.
You have this can happen, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, so be careful there. Also, the knight can also capture as well, by the way. So, okay, pawn takes pawn. Knight takes 2. Black resign the game. Because, for example, let's say he takes the rook. Check, 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 and checkmate. It was simple ending. So again, I keep saying, develop your pieces and play in the center, and then do your attack, because things like this can happen to you if you're black. Okay, is that all right? Does everyone understand that?
Yes.
Great.
Okay, now give some tips, like let's say when you develop your pieces, how would you decide which side would you castle, like king side or queen side? Depends on what?
Yeah, okay. So again, depends on the position. But let's say I think most in your games mostly you'll be castling king side, because it's just the nature of the game. Because if you look here, it's actually you need to develop only 2 pieces.
2 pieces.
Of a king side. Whereas if you go queen side, it's 3.
3.
Queen, the bishop, and the knight. But I'm not saying castle queen side is bad. Of course not. It's great. But most likely you'll castle king side. But the position, let's say the position is open, you have the chance to castle queen side. Sure, why not? And there's no like general or exact rule, let's say.
Not like your opponent's position, like let's say your opponent's pieces powers are in such a place that will make you difficult if your king is in that side. There's something like that.
I can give you an example of when to castle queen side.
Yeah.
I'll just save this game. Okay, so I'll give one quick example of when you should castle queen side. So this is theory, opening theory. Don't mind too much of it. I'm just giving it a quick example. This position, usually you will castle queen side. Why I'm saying this is because your bishop queen is all facing the king side, and if you castle king side, okay, it's not bad or anything, but if your pieces are facing the queen side and you want to push up your pawns, maybe it's better to castle queen side. The idea behind this is, okay, you just push your pawns because the black king is here, so you just push all your pawns and you can kill. And there's many games where white has won very nicely. There's a few, but I don't think we have much time to look at them. I know I used to play this sometimes as white, and what I used to do is just, I don't care if I sacrifice piece or lose piece, I just keep push, push, push. So let's say like, let's move the knight first, say this, just push, push. So let's say this, like this, push. If this push, if knight takes here, sorry. If knight takes here, I'm just giving stupid moves for black. If knight takes here, a trap is you take this, and then you checkmate black. because the bishop cannot move and it's impossible to defend. So next move is just checkmate. Say this, I'll just checkmate. This is just a quick example, let's say. And of course, it's not going to be that easy in the game, but I'm just giving some example of why I would castle queenside in this position. So yeah, it's a good question.
Yeah. So maybe next week you can make some plan to show us, like, let's say you want your opponent, can you control your opponents to castle in one side, like by pressuring in one side, just so that your opponent forcefully moves his king to the other side.
Yeah, okay, it's possible. It's not like I never before a game, I never say, oh, I want my opponent to castle this side, I'm gonna force him to do that. I don't really do that, but I mean it is possible in the game. I don't know if it's exactly necessary.
Okay.
I think for now we focus more on playing the center development pieces. I'm more worried about that. If you can get that mastered, well, after that, I can show you other things. That's not a problem.
Great.
So yeah, that's how it goes. Any other questions that you want to ask? Anybody?
You can give some task for next week for them, so they can have some homework done around that. That will help their development.
Yeah. Everyone here's in the Discord. I think I'll just give I'll figure something out later and something good, and then I'll put it in the Discord. I think it'll be easier like this.
Yeah.
And I think everyone here, you guys know in the Discord, there's a resources and tips section.
I'm not in the Discord group.
Who's talking?
We will add you. Yeah, we'll add you right after this now.
Yeah, cool.
And then we can all communicate through Discord. Like try to be on time. I'll start recording now.